At 9:14 p.m. on June 28, 2023 Officer Haley Holbert from the Crossroads Police Department was dispatched after a report came in about a dog left inside a parked vehicle at a Walmart store in Crossroads, Texas, and the situation quickly drew attention due to the conditions inside the car. By 9:24 p.m., the officer located the exact vehicle and confirmed the dog was inside with every window completely closed while the outside temperature was sitting close to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, which raised immediate concern about possible risk and neglect. Despite the heat, the dog did not show clear signs of distress at that moment and appeared stable, though the situation still carried potential danger if left unchecked. About 6 minutes after the officer arrived, a man identified as G. Beard walked out of the store and approached the vehicle, leading directly into a tense exchange that was fully recorded on the officer body-worn camera and would soon become the center of this unfolding incident.
Is this your car?
Yeah.
Okay. I was this close to breaking the window out.
It's not that hot.
It's 95 degrees. It means it's over 100 inside the vehicle.
I've been in there.
The windows have to be cracked. There's got to be something.
I was trying to keep the air conditioning in for him because I literally.
Okay, go to open that door for and crack the windows open for the dog, and I'm going to use your driver's license, please. $428. I'm out with the vehicle owner. Hey, okay, hey.
You can feel it's not.
It's 95 degrees.
But inside, I was keeping the AC in. Trust me, I love my dog.
The car isn't running.
I take him with me everywhere.
Okay, I just need to see your driver's license.
I don't have one with me.
Do I have any ID with you?
No.
Do you know your driver's license number?
What did I do wrong?
This is a criminal offense, okay?
What is a criminal offense?
For animal neglect and abuse, yes.
No, I do not abuse and neglect my animal.
Okay.
I need a supervisor.
Okay.
No.
Driver's license?
I need a supervisor, please.
What is your driver's license?
Please, I need a supervisor.
I don't have one on duty right now.
Look, I respect officers. I have family that are officers, but I also respect the Constitution.
Go and crack your windows and then close your door. Wait out here, I'll call a supervisor and see if he can contact me by phone.
All right.
Okay, I'm out with the subject. He's out here. He's refusing to identify himself. He's now asking for a supervisor.
He's asking for a supervisor? Okay. Are you back in route?
Where are you at? Do you want to talk to him on the phone?
No, I'm right down the street.
Okay.
I'll be there in a minute.
Okay, all right, thanks. Bye. Supervisor's turning back around and he's going to come out.
I would never know. I would just, it's not.
This is some of the worst temps. It's 95 degrees outside. That doesn't matter.
If I cracked the windows, that would let the 95 degree air in. I literally had it freezing cold in there before I should.
I'm responding out to a call, okay?
Sure, I understand.
And this is me responding. I'm not telling you you're a dog owner or anything like that.
Well, yeah.
I am here because I still have to do my job. I have to identify you now, okay? Because I'm out here for an offense.
No.
Okay.
That's not
all right.
law.
Okay. Well, I'll let you talk to the supervisor when he gets out here. This is a private parking lot. I'm not going to ask you about your vehicle. My main concern is just the dog's okay. And then for documentation purposes, I do have to put your information in there, okay? I'm not saying you're going to jail. I'm not saying you're being issued a citation. I'm just trying to do my job because everything has to be notated that I made contact, okay? And make sure that well-being of that animal is okay.
Broken arrow.
I mean,
It's going to be closer to 100 degrees inside that vehicle. It's 95 degrees
if I
out
crack
here.
the windows, I know it's going to be 95 degrees in there. I had it freezing cold.
Your car is not running.
I know. I shut it off. I closed the windows. I let the freezing cold air in there. Trust me, when I opened the door and got in there, it was colder inside than it was outside.
Okay.
I would not do that to my dog. I love my dog.
Okay.
He goes everywhere with me.
This is my supervisor right here.
How's it going?
How you doing? How you doing? Sergeant Tyler.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Crossroads Police Fire, just show you that I'm Sergeant Tyler. If you'd like to see my ID also.
I'm sure if they vouch for you, they...
Okay, so what did you speak with me about?
Well, she, I guess, got a call about my dog.
Yes, sir, we did.
I parked the car, and I had it freezing cold today. I literally got it sitting there.
Okay.
I got it freezing cold.
Okay.
It's not sunny anymore.
Okay.
So it's not, radiating heat or anything like that.
Okay.
And I went inside. I've been in there for 15 minutes.
Okay.
And, what did I do wrong?
Okay. So when we get a call for service, okay, and especially when we do contact somebody, we do need to identify the
That's
person.
the law.
Hang on, I'm not done. Let me finish speaking, okay?
Sure.
Now, we don't know you had your car at sub-0 degrees earlier today.
Sure.
We had no idea.
Right.
But somebody did call and say, hey, there's an animal left in the vehicle. It is hot outside. And the animal looks like it's in distress.
Right. And you came here, investigated, and figured in distress.
Right.
I don't know about that. But you came here, investigated,
that's
and realized.
That's what's relayed to us.
Yes.
That's what relayed to us.
Right.
However,
Anybody can say anything. You
Sure,
came here.
sure.
The dog
So
was
now-
everywhere with me. I love that dog. I'm not going to.
totally understand. We
leave
love
the car.
dogs. I got a dog too. I love my dog as well. So when an officer does contact someone, they're required, especially when we believe that there could be a criminal offense, to identify.
82.03, I think it is. You could ask for my identification. I don't have to get it unless I've been lawfully arrested. That's the only time.
So that-
Both Sergeant Tyler and Officer Holbert tell Mr. Beard that he must show identification because they claim he is being detained on suspicion of crime, and Mr. Beard firmly pushes back and states that their understanding of the law is incorrect, and this clash sets the stage for a deeper legal breakdown that follows. We will examine the question of reasonable suspicion shortly, yet it is important to note that even if the officers believe they had grounds to detain him, that belief alone does not automatically create a legal duty for Mr. Beard to hand over identification under state law. As covered in earlier case reviews, some states do require a person to identify themselves during an investigation when officers suspect criminal involvement, but Texas operates under a different standard that limits when such a demand can be enforced. In Texas, a person is generally not compelled to provide identification unless they have been formally arrested and the situation does not involve a routine traffic stop, which is a key distinction that often causes confusion during encounters like this. The law Mr. Beard was attempting to rely on is Section 38.02 of the Texas Penal Code, Section 38.02, which is commonly referred to as the failure to identify a statute, and its wording is very specific about when a person must provide information. The statute explains that a person is required to give their name, address, and date of birth only after a lawful arrest has taken place, and an officer has requested that information, which means detention alone, does not trigger that obligation. At this stage of the encounter, Mr. Beard is being held by officers from the Crossroads Police Department, but he has not been formally arrested, which strongly suggests that refusing to identify himself would not meet the elements of a violation under this code. The law also makes another important point because it requires verbal information only and does not mandate handing over a physical card, which means even after a lawful arrest, a driver license or other document is not strictly required as long as the person provides accurate details. So even if the officers had moved forward with an arrest tied to the alleged animal cruelty concern, Mr. Beard could have satisfied the law simply by stating his name, address, and date of birth without producing any physical identification. Although he struggled to recall the exact title of the statute in the moment, he still conveyed the core legal standard accurately, and based on that language, it is unlikely that a court would support the interpretation presented by Sergeant Tyler and Officer Holbert.
Lawfully detained because there is an animal in the vehicle. We got a call for service.
The windows are down now.
The windows are down now.
I instructed you to put them down.
Yeah.
Okay.
No problem, Mr. Beard.
Yes, sir. Potentially. Okay.
Come on, man. I saw you trying not to laugh.
Here's the deal. As soon as we're done, as soon as you give your ID and we're done, we're gone.
I don't like the fact that we have to show our papers. Look, I have a lot of family there in your business, okay? I respect you guys. I also respect the Constitution.
But you are lawfully detained.
And I do not have to show. I
Yes,
cannot
sir,
give
you
you.
do.
Will you please just look it up? I swear to God.
Failed ID.
Please just look it up. I know. Look it up. I'm telling you. You're going to make a big mistake.
No, I'm not.
I know this very well. I know this.
So do I. How long have you been doing law enforcement?
Just look it up. Would it kill you to look it up?
You have a phone right there.
I'm recording.
Look it up. So are we.
We're all.
Yeah, those disappear. You guys don't have a phone you can look at?
Those get edited.
What get edited?
Those get edited. So that's what I'm saying.
Your phones?
You're saying these get disappeared, those get edited.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
What's your name, sir?
Garth.
I'm sorry?
Garth.
Garth.
Yeah.
Okay. Garth, what's your last name?
I don't have to give it to you.
Okay, I don't call people by their first names because it's a respect name. Okay?
That's right.
Until I get to know them. It's not a nice try.
This is what this country's become. This is what this country. You guys are like addicted to IDs, and you don't even know the law. Here, you know what? I'll stop. I'll look it up.
Go for it.
I'm going to show you because you'll be very surprised.
Look up build ID.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Failure to identify. A person commits an offense if he intentionally refuses to give his name, residence, address, or date of birth to a police officer who has lawfully arrested the person.
They see that.
The police officer who has lawfully arrested the person. A person commits a crime. A person, look, it's right here. A person commits an offense.
Read it yourself.
Yes, and you. Let me read it again to you. A person commits an offense. You totally not under. You didn't understand. This is. This says I can't give you a false name. This is a different section. This is the first one. That's not my problem. It really isn't.
It is.
No, it isn't.
Okay, here's the deal. Here's what can happen because you're refusing to identify yourself.
Hold on a second.
And say, here's
Hold
who I
on.
am
So
because
you're gonna
hang on,
arrest me for refusing to identify
That's
myself?
what, you just read it.
I read. Yeah, I cannot give you a face name.
Part of it is,
But why don't you please pull it up? I swear to God, I'm not lying here.
I don't.
There was two different sections I read. Okay.
Hang on, listen to me.
Oh my God.
The other part of it is that when you do that, the other consequence, now we have to impound your dog, and we don't want to do that either. You stop your dog.
Yeah, that would be retaliation.
No, sir, it's not. We can't leave the dog.
If you guys
here.
want a massive lawsuit on your hands, I mean, you
How
guys.
is that retaliation when we can't leave the dog here in the car by itself?
Really?
Yes, sir.
You're gonna.
I'm letting you
This
know
is
what the
how.
consequences are.
This is America. This is what you're doing to a citizen. Okay? All I did was go inside, grab some clothes quick. You might. I sat in the car, got it. Yeah. Somebody call. Okay, that's what you do. I mean, that doesn't mean I do anything wrong. You know?
Let me ask you this. What is your end goal here?
To get you guys need to be educated. You really don't understand that
Okay.
what I'm telling you is actually the truth. And you got and police officers
So what is your end goal?
don't understand. To go on about my way.
So is ours.
Okay,
Get you
well,
on
go.
your way.
But you
You are
have this
prolonging
addiction
this.
to ID.
I-
I'm not prolonging this. This is
No,
unlawful
no.
detainment.
This
No,
is our
it's not.
duty. We have to identify you.
Show me the law.
You just read it out loud.
I know, and you're not understanding because I just read it to you.
I know. We understand it. We do this day in and day out.
Okay. I came and investigated. Realized there was no crime.
We don't know that.
And now we have failure to identify.
No, you don't. My goodness,
were you-
ma'am, you need to really get educated. Why won't you read it? I wouldn't lie to you. Just look it up. You won't even read it. That's how bad it is that you won't even read it. I'm telling you.
I'm out here with someone that I do not know who I'm out here with. I'm not going to get distracted in a cell phone or a computer.
To read the law? You'd rather just arrest me?
I don't need to read the law.
Yeah, you
We
do.
do this day in and day out.
Sergeant Tyler states that the department received a call for service and claims that this alone gave them reasonable suspicion to detain and investigate Mr. Beard for a possible animal cruelty offense, while Mr. Beard pushes back and argues that any suspicion should be gone because the dog clearly shows no signs of distress and appears stable. As explained earlier, even if officers from the Crossroads Police Department believe they had a basis to investigate, that belief does not automatically create a legal duty for Mr. Beard to provide his name or hand over identification during a detention. When Officer Holbert first arrived at the Walmart parking lot, her starting point was a 911 report claiming a dog had been left inside a closed vehicle on a hot night, which can justify a basic welfare check, because officers are allowed to approach a parked car in a public space and observe a situation without needing reasonable suspicion. The situation changed once the encounter shifted from a simple welfare check into a detention tied to suspected criminal conduct, because at that point the officers were required to establish clear reasonable suspicion before lawfully restricting Mr. Beer's freedom. Courts in Texas have repeatedly made it clear that a call for service on its own does not automatically provide enough grounds to detain someone unless officers can verify key details and confirm signs of criminal activity. In the case of Juan Luis Garcia v. the state of Texas, the court explained that an anonymous tip may justify starting an investigation, but usually does not meet the higher standard required for detention unless officers build additional reliability through observation and confirmation. This reasoning follows a framework set by the Supreme Court of the United States in Alabama v. White, where the reliability and detail of the information determine how much verification is needed before police can detain a person. The offense being considered here likely falls under Section 42.092 of the Texas Penal Code, Section 42.092, which prohibits failing to provide proper care or placing an animal in harmful conditions, and defines cruel treatment as any situation that causes unjustified pain or suffering. In practice, establishing reasonable suspicion under this law depends on visible indicators like distress, lethargy, panic behavior, or any clear risk of harm to the animal. When Officer Holbert reached the scene, she saw a dog inside the vehicle, but did not observe any signs of distress or suffering that would suggest a criminal violation was taking place. Instead of gathering further evidence, such as locating the owner inside the store, documenting the condition of the animal, or confirming how long the dog had been inside the vehicle, the officer waited near the car and then immediately demanded identification once the owner returned. While the initial report and conditions may have justified officer presence, there is a strong argument that the facts observed at the scene did not rise to the level of reasonable suspicion required for a lawful detention.
You don't know that, so you have no reasonable articulable suspicion.
Yes.
No, you just said...
If a crime has been committed or is about to be committed. So,
has been, is about to be, or is currently, yeah. Have I committed a crime?
Well, currently failed ID.
That's not a crime. It's only a crime if you've been lawfully arrested. And if you take the time to just read the freaking statute, you realize this. Brother, I'm not lying to you, man. Just read it. I just read it to you.
Yes, you read it yourself.
Yes. I'm shocked that 3 officers really don't know this. That out of the 3 of you, a supervisor of all things. Usually the supervisor is the one that knows.
And I'm speaking to you, and I do know it. And again, we read it. I was sitting right next to you while we read it together. Okay?
Yeah. And I just told you what it said. Where does it say that I have to show my ID?
Here's the deal.
Where does it say that I have to show my ID and what I just read to you?
In 3002, you just read.
What part?
Failed ID when someone is lawfully detained.
No, I cannot give you a false name when I'm lawfully detained.
The crime of animal cruelty has possibly, is it currently, or had been committed. Okay?
Now, well, investigate.
Hang on.
Investigate. Prove it.
That's the part.
You just said you don't know how long I've been in the store. If you knew how long I've been in the store.
So the part of the investigation is then we contact Walmart and say, hey,
okay, investigate.
Here's what we need to do.
That's fine. You got my VIN number.
We need to figure out who this person is and how long you've been in the store. How long the animal.
I've explained this thoroughly enough and physically read the statute to you. You guys are losing your qualified immunity, okay? Seriously. Are you a sergeant?
Yes, sir.
And you don't know this?
Absolutely. I guess as you're saying, I don't know.
Bewildering. I mean, this is just, I'm
sorry.
Beside myself.
But you just read it with me.
Call you lieutenant.
You don't have a lieutenant.
Captain.
No, sir.
How are you gonna? What you're trying to do?
I need the identification, and right now the dog is having to sit in the car even further.
Yeah,
because
you really don't care about the animal, do you?
You will not identify yourself.
You really don't care about the animal, do you?
I am here to do my job.
You're here to get my ID. That's all you want.
I need your identification to complete this process.
It's like crack, you guys.
It's required.
No, it isn't. Would you freaking read 3802? Would you read it? It's right there. No, it's right there. You're not even going to read it.
No, I am not.
Do you realize
I'm going to stand here with you.
Do you realize how bad this is going to look in court?
That's fine.
When you refuse to read the statute.
I am on a call. I'm not burying my face in a computer.
To find the law? You don't care? You
I don't
know
have
the
to.
law. You don't have to? You don't have to know the law.
I already know it.
Please, we're going to look at 3002.
I've read it. I read it. I studied it.
Okay.
I tested over it.
Right, but you're interpreting it improperly.
All right.
And you guys really, I implore you to educate yourselves about this.
Stand right there.
Sure.
So we can't do that. But is it prudent to do that? So here's cut list, and we know that's what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. What if that trooper would have done that to Timothy McVeigh? But whatever.
I agree. Mm-hmm. I agree. However, this is where we're at. So here's the deal. Although
the plate does come back to 4012 Waterfront Drive.
I'm not trying to give you guys a hard time. I'm trying to
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not. You're giving me a hard time.
Let me finish.
Sure.
Yes, you are trying to give us a hard time.
I'm not trying to. I'm really not.
Secondly,
I'm just trying to get my
Just be quiet.
hang on.
Sure.
Secondly, the animal cruelty will still continue to be investigated.
I wish I could have had you put your hand in the car when I opened the door. It was literally cooler inside than it was outside. Okay? You guys have to investigate.
You don't know that.
Yeah, but you can't automatically assume the worst.
We're not.
Either,
That's why it's called an investigation.
Right.
We didn't assume the worst.
Right.
That's why we call it investigation. The officers come out, they investigate, they contact people, they say, hey, is this your car? Yeah, this is my car. Is this your animal? Yes, it's my animal. Can I have your ID, please? Because you're lawfully detained. Because there is a complaint and possible criminal offense of animal cruelty.
Yeah, that's the thing, sure. And
So-
you investigate, but you don't have to get my ID to investigate.
Yes.
Look, I'll tell you, we have an epidemic in this country of constitutional rights getting violated all the time through this. And
And I'm also here.
I know you guys don't think I could possibly be right.
And
you guys
Officer
know the
Holbert
law,
didn't do that tonight.
But just look at no.
Officer
I know.
Josie did it, and I didn't do that tonight either.
Well, I mean, technically, this detainment has lasted a little longer than it's supposed to, but
That's
I'm not.
That's
I'm not worried
due to
about it.
you.
That's
So
due to you. You are free to go.
go home.